All right, so this will be part two. Pardon the interruption. I was on the vibe. I was on a roll. I was doing good. I'm getting cold a bit. I'm a little cold, so I'm gonna cut it soon. My alarm just went off because I want to go to church. Where I'm at is a Catholic church. I'm not a big Catholic fan. Which I could sit here and talk like this all freaking day. Well, I got stuff to do. But I'd love to stay here with y'all and chat. Um, Maybe I can do it for another 15 minutes. We'll see. Um, so I was talking about ball. I was talking about the dark energy, the dark force, and then this experience on Earth. Um, so I believe. So check it out, right? I believe. I mean, look at your body, the human body. You got a gazillion cells that live and die every 2 weeks or every day. It's like it can't be random. It's perfect. Everything's works perfect. There's sacred geometry. There's fractals everywhere. There's a code. There's genetics. There's all this stuff. By the way, crude oil. What's up with that, right? Crude oil is crazy. I think crude oil is like the blood of the earth. But anyways, so I believe it's over here. There's a sort of spiritual battle between good and evil, and so all these things of the dark side, you can see their works. You can see proof of them, and then the other work of nature and just everything. It's you have the option of good and bad in perception, because like if a animal eats another animal, it sucks for one, but it's good for the other, right? Like, so that's how it is. It's a question of perception. So man, I need to practice more. I'm happy I'm back. I get to play. So that's that. So I lost my flow. Sorry about that, because my alarm went off, and apparently I can't film while the alarm goes off. It cuts the freaking video. And so I was going to go to church. I'm not a fan of the Catholic Church, but I'm still going to go to church because people are there, and there is a message of good, and there's some cool little singing and stuff like that. People driving by, they're going hunting. Grouse, moose, and somebody catches a moose, and they got food for a long time, and they could feed their family throughout winter, and this is traditional. And they got guns, and they go in the forest, and they find the food and the clothes with the fur. This is how we've been doing it forever. So this is why I'm here, because the whole consumerism system, all the garbage, all the crap, it's not natural. And I believe it, that's it. It's just no bueno. It's no good. And so I had a dear friend who was like my grandmother. Her name was Mary Carroll. Shout out, rest in peace. And nice Irish lady, Irish Canadian, they came. And I can digress into Ireland's history. I love history. I'm going to start doing some stuff with history. I'm going to try to do like presentation videos. Because, yeah, I'm interested in stuff. I like talking, and like making jokes too, and thinking. I like to think, and I like information. I love history. History is so cool. But when I was in school, history was boring AF. And I found this guy. He's a Chinese guy who went to like Yale. He lived in Canada, and this guy does a lot of history. He was a journalist. He does a lot of history lessons, classes, I think he's in China doing it. I'm not sure where he is, but I think it sounds like he's in China and his students are Chinese. But man, his English, he speaks. It's a little difficult to catch because he's got a bit of an accent and some words he like says fast. But his classes are so good and he's such a good teacher. And man, and I wish I had a teacher like that. His style of teaching is so, it's like the best. It's so good. And I think that's very important. You know, somebody who cares about teaching and trying to, you know, see things for what they are and also promote questioning and challenging, you know? So, yeah, teaching the youth, you know, history is important, sharing. So I'm out here. The sun's coming back up now. Nice, warms me up a bit. Safety. We have to talk about safety. You know, I'm Mr. Safety because I worked in the field in exploration, mining exploration, and I worked in the mines. And so they make you go through a lot of vigorous training, safety training. We fly in helicopters, and you know, you're out in the middle of nowhere, very far from people, and so safety is very important. But safety, there's a little road right there, and I walked here and I almost tripped. You know, like safety is important. Health and safety. All right, so there's so many things I'd like to share with y'all, so many things to talk about, and it's an open discussion. The discussion continues. It continues wherever it goes, wherever it takes us, wherever the road goes. So, yeah, we love life, music, truth, all that good stuff. So I'm out here making a new life for myself. 9 months clean. I got my smart start in the truck. I could drive around. I got a home. And the goal, or one of the objectives, is to become self-sufficient, autonomous, and to be able to survive and thrive. Wealth, I'll tell you, food is wealth. So if we could grow a bunch of food is so easy and abundant. You grab a pepper and you see how much seed is inside, boom, that's another ton of. So if we could start maybe some kind of movement, lead by example. I'm in a very small, tight community, which used to be big, and then it shrank because the mine closed. There used to be a mine. That's where I went to the hole. The hole that I went to the hole. The hole is right there. I'm next to the hole. Then I heard some noise in the water, and I got the hell out of Dodge. The hell out of Dodge? No, it's a Sierra. GMC, that's for me. Not too much rust? I hope not. The rust is bad. We're in the winter. Canadian winter. We're in Quebec. Quebec, so that's from my new favorite song, and it's playing all the time in my head. Ma machine à bouer, ma machine à soif, ma machine à boire, ouais, que je bois plus que boire. Décolle, Quebec Redneck Bluegrass Project is the name of the group. They're fucking good. They're so good, and they're very popular. And I talked to my buddy about them, and he's like, yeah, those guys started in China. China. Those guys started in China. I was like, wait, what? I was sure these guys were Quebec rednecks and they didn't go nowhere, especially not China. But yeah, they were in China. I don't know the reason why they were there, but they were like roommates and they played a little. And next to, he said, over there, if you're a foreigner, exotic, and you could play a little guitar, they were pretty hyped up. The beer was cheap, and then they got gigs. They would do gigs for sometimes corporate gigs. They would call them monkey shows, and they would do them. And people would want pictures with them. They even did like shit like a jazz show concerts or whatever, and they didn't know a lick of jazz, but people still loved them and wanted to take pictures with them and stuff, and they like made it big in China. But over here they're huge. 2 years ago, when we had the huge fires, that's the first time I heard their stuff, and I was far up north, very far. LG2 La Grande, the reservoir for the hydroelectricity. Some girls were playing that stuff and like were jamming, and they were singing to it like with passion. They knew all the words, and yeah, I hear them on the radio all the time now. And this is one of my favorite songs that they play. It's called the Pantera Arctic 800. It's about a skidoo, a snowmobile. It's so good. Great song. So that's it. It's fun. History is a great teacher. You know, nature is a great teacher, and you know, it helps us to evolve. You know, and it helps us to live and grow. So we out here, speaking of living and growing. So I'm gonna go back home and check on my people and try to go to church, I guess. I don't have much time, but I'm here, man. It's been a pleasure. I'll keep doing this. I appreciate anybody who's watching, and I wish you all the best. And eventually, I know I'm kind of like a freestyle, a little bit lazy, but I will do better content. I will put in the work. I'd love to. I don't have the time or money, but I'd love to have a producer, somebody who can do the whole editing stuff. But if anything, I'll have to just freaking learn it myself. I'm not a big tech guy. I'm not crazy about computers. It pisses me off when they say, go to the website, download the app. I don't want to go to the website. I want to talk to a human. All right. On that note, I will leave you. Peace. Have a good one. Until next time.